2026 Great Global Change Urgent Message from Zorrian of Sirius. Hello, beloved inhabitants of Earth. I am Zorrian of Sirius, speaking to you not only as a dedicated emissary from the esteemed Sheran High Council, but also as a steadfast friend, whose journey has intertwined with the very fabric of your soul's essence across eons, far beyond the confines of your current earthly perception. We address you at this pivotal juncture, the culmination of a profound cosmic cycle within your perceived reality, a time when an extraordinary wealth of previously concealed truths and obscured knowledge is poised to emerge into the illuminating glow of collective awareness. Simultaneously, a multitude of burdens, silently born and deeply held within the recesses of your collective unconscious, now profoundly yearns for liberation, aspiring to dissolve back into the purifying essence of the universal light. Even as these resonant frequencies of communication reach your mind or reverberate within your energetic field, know that we are already intimately present, resonating within the sacred energetic field surrounding your heart center. Our purpose is to meticulously amplify your innate capacity to discern and integrate information that deeply resonates as an authentic personal truth, while simultaneously assisting in the gentle, effortless release of concepts or energies that do not align with your core vibrational frequency. For each of you is an inherently sovereign manifestation of the divine source itself, and is fundamentally empowered, and indeed encouraged, to always diligently heed and follow the infallible guidance of your own profound inner knowing and intuitive wisdom. We wholeheartedly invite you, before continuing to absorb these vital words, to take a single, deliberate, and deeply conscious breath, allowing its rhythm to anchor you firmly in the present moment. With a gentle inhalation, allow yourself to intimately perceive the vibrant, living energy that perpetually circulates and animates your being, the identical, omnipresent life force that gracefully courses through the luminous cosmic stars, the profound depths of your terrestrial oceans, the ancient, rooted wisdom of the trees, and indeed, through every single soul presently journeying upon the earth alongside you. Then, with the calm exhalation, consciously allow any accumulated physical tension, lingering emotional fear, or entrenched prejudgment to gently dissipate and soften, releasing its grip even infinitesimally, thereby creating a receptive, expansive inner sanctuary for novel insights and a deeper understanding to gracefully emerge and take root within your consciousness. This message, which we transmit to you now, serves as an intricate roadmap, yet it is you, the awakened souls, who are the intrepid travelers navigating its pathways. This communication functions as a radiant guiding beacon, but it is unequivocally your own inherent inner light that will illuminate your path and expertly navigate the intricate tapestry of these approaching transformations. What we are poised to share concerning the year you call 2026 is offered not with any intention to instill apprehension or fear within your hearts, but rather to thoughtfully prepare and profoundly empower each of you, ensuring that you may remain grounded, calm, and exquisitely clear in your perception, even when the outer world appears to dramatically shake and undergo seismic shifts. The Gregorian calendar year you designate as 2026 signifies the momentous crossing of a pivotal energetic threshold, one that humanity has been steadily, if unconsciously, approaching for numerous generations. Many among you have undoubtedly perceived this as a pervasive, underlying pressure, a deep-seated intuition of impending shift that has subtly operated in the background of your daily life as if an enormous, transformative force were patiently waiting just beyond the immediate edge of your conscious awareness. This unseen impetus has been subtly shaping your choices, gently yet insistently calling you back home to a more authentic, unencumbered expression of your truest self. That subtle, almost imperceptible shift, which initially manifested as faint whispers in the inner realms and nascent impulses within your hearts, has steadily gained formidable strength. And now, the metaphorical door that once opened only a mere fraction, allowing but a sliver of light to penetrate, begins to swing wide open, revealing vast new vistas. You are unequivocally entering a profound period where the accelerated rate of intrinsic change within your perceived reality will intensify and amplify far beyond anything you have collectively experienced within your recorded recent history. What historically required decades, even generations, to incrementally manifest might now sweep through your awareness in a matter of mere months, or even compressed into intense days. This significant threshold, however, is not merely an external phenomenon affecting your environment. It is first and foremost an internal revolution unfolding within the very core of your own individual and collective consciousness. The ingrained patterns of thought, the deeply held emotional constructs, and the long-standing belief systems that once permitted you to coexist, albeit uncomfortably, with various forms of distortion, are rapidly becoming increasingly burdensome and profoundly uncomfortable to continue carrying. The intricate inner compromises you once forged in order to seamlessly fit into a world largely constructed upon the principles of separation are now actively beginning to unravel, a process that unfolds, at times with gentle grace and, at other times, with an undeniable sense of urgent crisis. This occurs precisely because your personal energetic fields are actively synchronizing with a far higher, more coherent harmony of universal truth. As this intricate synchronization deepens and intensifies, it progressively becomes harder, almost impossible, to pretend that what is fundamentally false is actually true, or to consciously ignore the quiet, persistent voice of your indwelling soul when it gently, yet firmly, asks you to choose a different, more authentic path. Therefore, when we declare that this momentous threshold has arrived, truly understand that you're not merely ushering in a new calendar year, you are more profoundly entering an entirely new, elevated level of yourselves, an expanded state of being. And the consequential external changes that will manifest in your world will serve as a direct, resonant mirror reflecting this pivotal inner crossing. As your inner vision clarifies, piercing through previous obscurations, the outer world can no longer effectively maintain its old disguises, its elaborate facades. In the year 2026, you will bear witness to what we might describe as a rapid, multifaceted unmasking across multiple, interconnected layers of your shared reality. Venerable institutions that historically presented a meticulously polished, monolithic image of truth will see those carefully constructed images fraying significantly at their very edges, not because some external, aggressive force is directly attacking them, but rather because their own inherent inconsistencies, their long-standing omissions, and their carefully guarded secrets can no longer withstand the the inexorably rising frequency of collective consciousness. Those individuals or entities entrusted with diligently maintaining narratives that do not genuinely align with a deeper, more profound truth will experience growing, undeniable tension and internal discord. Some will quietly and discreetly withdraw from their positions. Seeking solace or anonymity, others will bravely choose to speak out, exposing what they know, and still others will cling even tighter to the old paradigms, desperately attempting to assert control, thereby creating the very appearance of overwhelming chaos as multiple, conflicting versions of reality dramatically collide in full public view. This pervasive unmasking will not be restricted solely to governmental bodies or mainstream media outlets. It will extensively stretch to encompass the very foundational stories you were taught regarding the emergence of your species and the deeply embedded, fundamental assumptions about what a human being is truly capable of achieving. Rather, it means consciously expanding your perspective, broadening your scope of awareness, so that the process of your personal healing does not entirely consume all of your attention, energy, and focus to the exclusion of all else. Acts of service, no matter how seemingly insignificant, function as powerful energetic stabilizers for your being. When you consciously reach out to help another even in the smallest, most subtle ways, you are, in that very moment, anchoring yourself firmly in the luminous frequencies of unity, heartfelt compassion, and unconditional love. These expansive frequencies are inherently incompatible with the dense, constricting energies of shame, guilt, or energetic stagnation. Instead, they act as potent accelerators of profound inner transformation and liberation. Begin this practice simply yet consistently. Throughout your day, pause for a moment and consciously ask yourself who, in this present moment, has been gently brought into my field of awareness today, either directly or indirectly. And in what small, authentic way can I truly serve them or contribute to their well-being? Your service may be as subtle and unassuming as offering your genuine, undivided presence to a stranger, a gentle and encouraging word to someone you perceive as weary or burdened, a supportive and heartfelt message to a friend who spontaneously crossed your mind, or even a silent, loving blessing directed towards someone appearing troubled or in distress. It could be the conscious choice to listen deeply and empathetically rather than reacting quickly from a place of old programming. It is the unwavering willingness to bring a sense of calm where there is palpable tension, to offer clarity where confusion reigns, or to infuse light into spaces burdened by heaviness. Each such act of microservice, however humble or small it may initially seem in your perception, creates profound, far-reaching ripples in your personal and collective reality, extending far beyond what your conscious mind can immediately grasp or observe. These acts powerfully raise your personal vibration, expansively broaden your energetic field, and bring your heart into exquisite, resonant alignment with the sacred pulse of Source itself. And as your vibration consistently rises to these elevated frequencies, the returning patterns and emotional themes that have surfaced for healing can no longer hold the same dense, restrictive form. They begin to loosen their grip, gracefully dissolve, and reintegrate into your being with significantly greater ease, grace, and swiftness. This path of consistent microservice holds another profound, yet often hidden, benefit for your journey It fundamentally shifts your core identity from that of the wounded self, burdened by past pains, to that of the empowered self, fully capable and whole. When you begin to consciously perceive yourself with genuine conviction as a bearer of inherent value, a pure conduit of unconditional love, and a responsible steward of light in all your interactions, you naturally and effortlessly step into a higher octave of being, embodying more of your true essence. This transformative identity shift from one who merely suffers or endures to one who consciously serves and creates dramatically accelerates your personal healing trajectory. Furthermore, it powerfully protects you from the common, insidious pitfalls of self-judgment and self-blame. As you begin, with growing clarity, to witness and appreciate the profound beauty and light you inherently offer the world, even as you skillfully navigate your own personal challenges and purifications. Know this, my sacred friends, with every fiber of your being, everything that is now returning to you in this accelerated cycle does so for the purpose of loving release and ultimate freedom, not for punishment or retribution. Everything that is powerfully rising within you does so for complete integration and profound understanding, not for harsh judgment or condemnation. And everything that is being meticulously drawn back to source is an integral and essential part of your grand completion and evolutionary triumph, not an indication of any failure on your part. You are absolutely not meant to remain perpetually entangled or bound by past wounds, traumas, or limiting patterns. You are, in truth, meant to rise gloriously through them, transcending their grip and expanding into ever greater states of wholeness, authentic power, and undeniable freedom. Therefore, with unwavering faith, trust the intricate and benevolent process unfolding within and around you. Trust the inherent, profound intelligence of your own soul, which knows its path perfectly. Trust, with every fiber of your being, that you are being meticulously guided, moment by moment, breath by breath, toward the manifestation of your highest, most radiant, and most authentic version of self. And as you rise magnificently into this awakened state, consciously choose to serve lightly, gently, and joyfully for an acts of genuine service. You powerfully anchor the very light of creation that effortlessly dissolves all shadows of illusion and separation. And through the radiant, expansive flow of that divine light, you will discover that you return home to Source, to your truest essence, more swiftly and gracefully than any other path or teaching could possibly carry you. As truth, in its raw and unvarnished form, gathers undeniable momentum across your planet, old, outdated forms of authority and centralized control will inevitably begin to fragment and disintegrate. Those who have been granted power and influence based solely on inherited status, ancestral lineage, or the deliberate control and manipulation of information will witness, with profound unease, those very foundations crumble and erode beneath their feet. This profound shift does not imply that all existing structures will violently collapse overnight, nor does it suggest that every individual in a visible position of authority acts with malevolent or ill intent. Rather, it signifies that the pervasive, default assumption that external authorities inherently know what is best for you, more deeply and completely than you know for yourself, is gracefully, yet irrevocably, dissolving from the collective consciousness. In the pivotal year of 2026, an ever-increasing number of awakened humans will begin to consciously question not merely specific decisions or policies, but the very fundamental premise that they must habitually outsource their innate inner guidance, intuition, and discernment to any external system, institution, or authority that does not genuinely resonate with the truth of their own heart and soul. Within this transformative context, you will joyfully witness the emergence of entirely new forms of leadership that is emphatically not based on archaic paradigms of domination, control, or hierarchical power, but rather on profound inner coherence and authentic integrity. Individuals who possess strong, unwavering inner alignment and a clear connection to their higher selves will naturally and effortlessly become anchors of stability, wisdom, and compassionate guidance within their communities. These will be mentors and guides who do not claim superiority or demand blind obedience, but rather embody crystalline clarity, profound kindness, and an unshakable steadiness amidst the swirling currents of change. By courageously reclaiming your own inherent, divine authority and self-sovereignty, you are simultaneously called to examine your every choice more consciously, more mindfully. This entails recognizing with expanded awareness precisely how your thoughts, your spoken words, and your every action profoundly contribute to the co-creation of your shared reality, shaping the collective tapestry of existence. The profound revelations and monumental changes we have meticulously described will inevitably send powerful, resonating waves throughout your species' collective emotional field. When long-cherished stories, foundational narratives, and comforting illusions begin to undeniably crumble, when previously trusted institutions reveal themselves to be incomplete, compromised, or even overtly manipulative, feelings of deep grief, righteous anger, and profound shock are not only natural but wholly understandable responses. You may bear witness to entire communities and indeed nations moving through what appear to be distinct stages: initial denial, followed by frantic bargaining, then intense emotional eruption, and finally, a hard one, yet liberating acceptance. Understand clearly that these collective emotional shockwaves are not definitive signs that things are inherently going wrong or spiraling into chaos. On the contrary, they're irrefutable evidence that humanity is at long last beginning to genuinely feel and process what has been systematically numbed, suppressed, and ignored for far too long within its collective psyche. Just as an individual embarking on a profound healing journey from deep-seated trauma must first courageously acknowledge and fully feel the wound itself, so too must the collective human consciousness lovingly allow itself to truly and deeply feel the cumulative impact and often painful consequences of living for centuries under pervasive layers of distortion, illusion, and systematic manipulation. During this intensely transformative time, those individuals who have diligently undertaken significant inner work and dedicated themselves to their own spiritual growth will be especially needed and deeply valued. Your developed capacity to lovingly hold sacred space both for yourselves as you navigate these shifts and for others who may be struggling will be an invaluable, precious gift to the collective. You will not be asked to fix everyone or to carry their burdens. That is neither possible nor necessary. Nor is it your role, but your profound ability to remain truly present, to listen without immediate judgment or the urge to intervene, succumbing to pervasive fear. Instead, those who embody and exemplify the profound synergy of unwavering truth and boundless compassion will serve as a powerful, stabilizing, and harmonizing influence within the dynamic collective consciousness of humanity. You may, to your surprise, discover that seemingly insignificant actions such as simply sitting in quiet contemplation with a cherished friend, extending a genuinely kind word to an unfamiliar passerby, or creating expressive art that profoundly articulates your personal journey possess an immeasurably greater resonance and transformative impact than you currently conceive. In this evolving new phase, profound emotional authenticity will undeniably emerge as the paramount currency of connection and interaction. Consequently, those individuals capable of experiencing and processing emotions with profound depth, yet without succumbing to overwhelming disorientation, will be instrumental in illuminating and forging a viable path forward for all. As confidence in established, traditional information conduits inexorably diminishes, entirely novel forms of illuminating revelation will inevitably surface. These crucial insights will not emanate from formal governmental proclamations or institutional declarations, but rather will be championed and disseminated by interconnected networks of everyday individuals who possess extraordinary fortitude and a resolute spirit. Dedicated engineers, meticulous scientists, compassionate health professionals, diligent archivists, and countless other individuals who have discreetly harbored and preserved previously unauthorized, yet vital, knowledge will commence establishing vital connections. These crucial links will be forged through secure, encrypted communication channels, via innovative independent digital platforms, and through meaningful grassroots gatherings that foster authentic exchange. Within these burgeoning networks, they will assiduously compare observations, meticulously cross-reference information, diligently verify compelling evidence, and over time, painstakingly construct a comprehensive and verifiable alternative repository of genuine truth. Through this concerted effort, it will become unequivocally evident that the human collective, in its unified wisdom, inherently possesses the authentic keys to its own profound liberation and ultimate freedom. You will increasingly witness the emergence of powerful documentaries, in-depth investigations, and collaborative initiatives spearheaded directly by engaged citizens. These endeavors will operate entirely beyond the confines of established, antiquated systems, yet steadfastly uphold the most stringent standards of integrity and ethical conduct. Some of these impactful efforts will be precisely targeted with specific objectives, while others will be more broadly diffuse in their reach. Some will be widely celebrated and acknowledged, whereas others may face scorn, ridicule, or vehement resistance from those individuals or entities who perceive their long-held positions to be fundamentally threatened. Nevertheless, the overarching trajectory of this emergent movement will be crystal clear and undeniable. Authentic information, by its very nature, yearns to be freely accessed and openly shared. And when individuals are empowered to act from a place of profound moral conscience and inner conviction, rather than being paralyzed by fear, it becomes progressively more arduous, indeed virtually impossible, to perpetually suppress or conceal what has been deliberately withheld. This unprecedented wave of civilian-led revelation and disclosure will, without question, fulfill an absolutely pivotal role in conscientiously preparing humanity for subsequent, more advanced evolutionary stages. This includes, crucially, those phases intricately connected to the potential of non-terrestrial contact. For through this process, humanity will demonstrably learn and prove that profound truths, however challenging, can be approached, processed, and integrated with a calm sense of maturity and discerning understanding, rather than descending into widespread fear or chaotic panic. Before any widely recognized open contact truly manifests, you will experience a significant escalation and amplification of what we refer to as contact indicators. These will extend beyond mere visual sightings in your atmospheric skies, encompassing discernible anomalies within scientific data sets, recurrent patterns emerging from meticulous astronomical observations, and compelling correlations evident across a multitude of disparate, yet consistent, witness reports. Technology has now reached a point in your world where it is progressively challenging, indeed almost impossible, to simply disregard or dismiss all such pervasive phenomena as mere misperception or optical illusion. As independent observers, discerning astronomers, skilled pilots, and expert satellite technicians begin to share their experiences more freely and openly, a coherent and undeniable picture will meticulously form a reality that the entrenched official narratives will find it exceedingly difficult, if not impossible, to persuasively contradict or unequivocally deny. At the same time, many among you will experience more immediate and profound forms of personal contact, manifesting vividly within your dream realms, during deep meditative states, and through heightened subtle perception. Long-dormant connections with your cosmic star families may stir and awaken, not as fleeting escapist fantasies, but as vibrant, authentic, and living relationships that bestow both profound comfort and significant responsibility. You may find yourselves intuitively drawn and guided towards specific projects, particular geographical locations, or unique collaborative endeavors, initially without a complete comprehension of the underlying reasons. Yet, in due course, you will unequivocally recognize how these seemingly disparate threads intricately interwove into a magnificent and coherent larger tapestry of purpose. We earnestly encourage you, when such contact experiences arise, to firmly anchor these experiences within the sanctuary of your heart, to meticulously discern their authenticity and nature with wisdom, and to unfailingly remember that genuine, benevolent contact invariably respects and honors your sovereign free will, while simultaneously expanding your profound sense of unconditional love, rather than inciting baseless fear or fostering a deluded sense of superiority. As the foundational external structures of your societies begin to falter and waver, concurrently, the deeply ingrained internal structures of your individual and collective identity will similarly commence a profound process of dissolution. You have been conditioned over many centuries, indeed millennia, to rigidly define yourselves primarily through your professional occupations, national affiliations, specific belief systems, or designated hierarchical roles within society. These identifications are now being gently, yet resolutely and unmistakably challenged and reevaluated by the profound wisdom of your own innate souls. Many will experience a profound sense of unfamiliar displacement, as if the long-accepted answers to the fundamental question of who am I have suddenly lost their foundational validity and relevance. Concepts and realities that once appeared unshakably solid may now feel disconcertingly hollow and devoid of substance. Conversely, that which was previously deemed utterly impossible may now begin to manifest as an undeniable inevitability. This can be profoundly disorienting and unsettling, yet it represents an absolutely vital and necessary dismantling of an old costume, allowing the authentic actor your eternal soul to step forth more fully and magnificently onto the grand stage of existence. In practical terms, this may manifest as unexpected and sudden shifts in your career paths, significant alterations in your living arrangements, profound reorganizations within your personal relationships, or a complete reprioritization of your life's core values and objectives. You may feel an undeniable internal compulsion to release cherished possessions, long-held plans, or self-assigned labels that no longer authentically resonate with your evolving truth. Some will mistakenly interpret these transformative shifts as merely a midlife crisis, an episode of personal instability, or perhaps even an unfortunate breakdown. But from our expanded perspective, it is the natural, indeed evolutionary, response of a consciousness that is no longer willing to confine itself within restrictive containers that have become far too small to hold its expansive essence. The more gracefully and harmoniously you can allow yourselves and others to evolve without clinging to outdated definitions and limiting constructs, the more gracefully and harmoniously you will navigate and transcend this pivotal phase of transformation. Remember this immutable truth: you are not losing yourselves. You are shedding an outdated costume, a limiting persona that could never truly encompass or represent the magnificent vastness of your authentic being. One of the most beautiful and inspiring developments unfolding during this pivotal period is the profound awakening of a more integrated and unified form of innate intelligence residing within your very being. Where once you historically relied predominantly upon linear, analytical reasoning and the pronouncements of external authorities to ascertain and define your reality, you will now discover your intrinsic inner compass becoming progressively clearer, more acutely attuned, and supremely reliable. Spontaneous moments of undeniable instant knowing, subtle yet distinct bodily sensations that unequivocally signal truth or distortion, and seemingly serendipitous insights will become increasingly commonplace and accessible. This is not an abandonment of the vital faculty of rational thought, but rather its harmonious integration into a vastly more expansive, heart-centered intelligence that seamlessly incorporates profound intuition, expansive empathy, and a direct, palpable connection to the very pulse of life itself. As this intuitive capacity strengthens and becomes more refined, deception, in its myriad guises and manifestations, will find increasingly barren and infertile ground upon which to take root. You will simply and intuitively perceive when something is fundamentally misaligned with truth, even if you are unable to immediately articulate the precise rationale behind that feeling. This does not imply that you will never be challenged or experience moments of confusion, but it does mean you will have access to a sophisticated inner guidance system, inherently capable of navigating life's intricate complexities with ever-increasing wisdom and effortless elegance. Communities that actively honor and cultivate this awakened intelligence be intentionally creating sacred space for profound silence, deep self-reflection, and authentic, heartfelt dialogue will unequivocally thrive and expand. In such vibrant communities, decisions will not be born from motivations of mere financial profit or debilitating fear, but rather from a clear attunement to what genuinely serves the highest good of the entire collective. And this in turn, will consequently invite an unimpeded flow of novel forms of profound inspiration and unbounded creativity. A great deal has been extensively discussed and contemplated among you concerning the concept of ascensiona phenomenon, sometimes described as a singular, transformative event, and at other times articulated as an intensely personal spiritual journey. In truth, it fundamentally encompasses both aspects, merging the individual with the universal. Specifically, in the year you designate as 2026, you will commence to observe with far greater clarity and explicitness how the subtle yet profound shifts within individual consciousness directly and intrinsically contribute to the creation of overarching collective harmony and peace. Each instance wherein you consciously opt to confront a pervasive fear pattern with calm, centered presence, rather than defaulting to an impulsive, knee-jerk reaction, you effectively soften and transmute that very pattern within the expansive collective energetic field. With every act of genuine forgiveness, where you once might have instinctively condemned or judged, you unlock a vast new realm of possibility not solely for your individual self, but for the profound benefit and liberation of countless others. These profoundly impactful actions are far from abstract or merely conceptual. They actively generate tangible and measurable shifts within the subtle energetic architecture of your shared reality. As an increasing number of individuals among you firmly anchor themselves within this elevated octave of being consciously living from the expansive space of the heart, deeply recognizing your inherent connection to Source, and acting from a place of profound inner alignment rather than mere external obligation, a powerful and pervasive resonance effect naturally occurs. True harmony, in this context, propagates not through enforced consensus or coerced agreement, but rather through the organic phenomenon of sympathetic vibration and energetic resonance. You may bear witness to entire groups of people undergoing dramatic shifts in their collective attitudes and perspectives, seemingly overnight. This transformation will not be a result of external coercion or imposed pressure, but precisely because a critical mass of individuals within those groups has consciously elevated their personal energetic frequency. This, indeed, is the profound mechanism through which a new Earth is progressively brought into being, not by passively waiting for others to initiate change, but by courageously embodying that very change within yourselves and allowing that vibrant embodiment to gracefully invite countless others into their own profound remembrance of truth. For that aspect of your being that instinctively fears profound change, the very word collapse might resonate with an ominous, foreboding tone. However, when viewed from the expansive and eternal perspective of the soul, collapse frequently represents an essential and often joyous liberation. It is an immutable truth that structures, ingrained habits, and societal systems that have ceased to genuinely serve the flourishing of life must, in due course, inevitably yield and dissolve. And when these old forms are fiercely defended and clung to, the necessary process of their dissolution and release can indeed feel profoundly dramatic and tumultuous. In the pivotal year of 2026, you will bear witness to an increasing number of instances where arrangements that once appeared absolutely unshakable and perpetually immovable will suddenly begin to profoundly unravel. This dissolution will manifest across various domains, including established economies, entrenched industries, complex organizations, and even deeply ingrained belief systems that have long shaped and dictated human behavior. While the immediate impact of these profound shifts may undoubtedly evoke feelings of discomfort and unease, it is crucial to remember that a far deeper, more expansive freedom and liberation truly await on the other side of these transformations. We gently encourage you to perceive these systemic collapses not as punitive measures or forms of retribution, but rather as the vital and necessary release of previously trapped and stifled life force energy. When an antiquated form or structure finally dissolves, the potent energy that once sustained it becomes liberated and readily available for the creation of innovative and more life-affirming expressions. This principle holds true on a deeply personal level as well. When a relationship, a professional role, or an aspect of your identity that no longer genuinely aligns with the deepest desires of your heart begins to unravel, you may experience profound feelings of loss and pervasive uncertainty. However, simultaneously, you also gain sacred space and profound potential for the emergence of something far more resonant, authentic, and truly fulfilling. True courage during this transformative phase manifests as a profound act of trusted, steadfast belief that the sacred space created by these collapses is inherently purposeful, even when you do not yet possess a clear understanding of what beautiful forms will ultimately fill it. It is from this wellspring of unwavering trust that you will discover a greater ease in offering compassionate support to others as their own deeply held structures and perceptions begin to undergo similar profound shifts. Following the profound upheaval and transformation of these changes, humanity will by no means remain adrift in an empty void. Your species, being inherently and brilliantly creative, will demonstrate its innate capacity. As outdated systems progressively weaken and recede, entirely new and innovative forms of organization and authentic expression will rapidly emerge with truly remarkable speed and ingenuity. You will bear witness to the beautiful phenomenon of communities spontaneously organizing themselves around deeply shared values and common principles, rather than being restricted by mere geographical proximity. Expansive mutual aid networks will compassionately form and flourish across traditional national borders. Visionary collaborative projects will seamlessly blend advanced technology, expressive art, and profound spirituality in innovative ways that would have seemed utterly improbable, if not impossible, just a few short years earlier. The internet, despite its current distortions, challenges, and occasional misuse, will nonetheless serve as a vital digital scaffolding and connecting infrastructure for countless new and evolving movements, thereby enabling groundbreaking ideas to proliferate, evolve, and refine themselves with unprecedented rapidity. While these nascent, emergent movements will certainly not be devoid of their own unique challenges and trials, they will nonetheless bear a distinct and remarkably different energetic signature compared to past revolutions and societal upheavals. Whereas many preceding uprisings and revolts were primarily fueled by intense anger and fervent opposition to existing structures, this new, conscious wave of transformation will be increasingly galvanized and motivated by a profoundly positive, forward-looking vision and authentic, deeply felt understanding and knowing of what a truly compassionate, transparent, and joy-filled society could authentically manifest as. While a necessary and discerning critique of the old paradigms will certainly persist, The collective focus will gradually, yet decisively, shift from the urgent task of dismantling outdated systems to the inspired and creative work of building genuinely new ones. As you actively participate and contribute to these transformative movements, it is paramount to consistently remember to anchor them firmly within the depths of your personal inner work and self-transformation. For truly sustainable and profound external change is invariably more robust and enduring when it originates from individuals who have courageously faced, acknowledged, and lovingly integrated their own inner shadows and unresolved aspects. As long-concealed truths surface and come into the light, humanity will be not merely invited, but indeed profoundly compelled to thoroughly re-examine and revisit its own complex history through fresh, enlightened eyes and an expanded perspective. Significant historical events that have long been presented in oversimplified or deliberately distorted forms will necessitate a comprehensive and rigorous re-examination, ensuring accuracy and full context. Whole populations whose profound suffering was systematically minimized, overlooked, or deliberately ignored will finally be brought more fully and authentically into the historical narrative, their experiences fully acknowledged. This process of profound historical reconciliation will, without doubt, prove to be a challenging and arduous endeavor. Deep-seated feelings of shame, instinctive defensiveness, and profound sorrow may well surface as both individuals and nations courageously confront the stark realities of systemic exploitation, pervasive manipulation, and historical violence that were once deliberately hidden or tragically normalized. However, it is vital to understand that this confrontation is an absolutely indispensable and necessary step on the path toward genuine healing. For unseen or unacknowledged wounds cannot ever be truly transformed or resolved. During this critical process, it will be of utmost importance to clearly and wisely distinguish between true responsibility and debilitating guilt. Responsibility entails acknowledging precisely what transpired and making a firm commitment to consciously enact different, more benevolent choices moving forward. In contrast, stagnant, unaddressed guilt can simply paralyze progress and tragically perpetuate cycles of harm. You are not being asked to dwell in a state of perpetual self-condemnation or punitive judgment, but rather to allow the unveiling of shared historical truth to gently soften your heart, to profoundly deepen your capacity for compassion, and to expansively broaden your collective sense of we, fostering genuine unity. When you are able to gaze upon the events of the past with clear, discerning eyes and an open, empathetic heart, you simultaneously liberate yourselves from the karmic necessity of repeating those patterns. This, indeed, is the sacred portal through which a more peaceful, equitable, and just reality can truly begin to emerge. While a significant portion of what we have illuminated thus far indeed involves the necessary dissolution of antiquated patterns and structures, simultaneously, another profoundly hopeful narrative is unfolding the gentle, yet determined, sprouting and flourishing of the new earth. Across countless homes, innovative workshops, verdant gardens, and dynamic digital spaces, pioneering individuals and collaborative groups are already actively experimenting with and implementing entirely new, life-affirming ways of being and living. Visionary regenerative agriculture projects, equitable cooperative housing models, enlightened conscious education initiatives, and deeply heart-centered businesses are demonstrably taking firm and vibrant root across your planet. In the momentous year of 2026, the overall visibility and interconnectedness of such groundbreaking projects will dramatically increase. You will observe that even as certain old, decaying structures inevitably crumble and fall, others will simultaneously and organically rise, not merely as superficial replacements, but as authentic and vibrant expressions of a fundamentally different, awakened consciousness. These nascent seeds of change may appear modest in scale when juxtaposed against the vastness and inertia of entrenched global systems. Yet we urge you do not, under any circumstances, underestimate their profound and transformative power. Each and every time a community bravely demonstrates equitable resource sharing, embodies genuinely collective decision-making, and unequivocally honors the Earth as a sentient, living being, it sends a powerful and resonant signal into the collective energetic field. This is not merely a utopian ideal, this is profoundly possible. This is vibrantly real. Other communities, exquisitely attuned to that clear and inspiring signal, may feel profoundly encouraged and empowered to initiate their own unique experiments in conscious living. This, indeed, is the organic and decentralized process through which the new Earth gradually grows and evolves, not from a singular, centrally imposed top-down plan, but from myriad localized, love-inspired creations that progressively connect and coalesce into a magnificent new planetary pattern of harmony. All of these multifaceted changes encompassing transformative advancements in technology, pioneering breakthroughs in science, profound shifts in inner consciousness, and innovative reorganizations of social structures are, in essence, integral components of a far grander and more expansive preparation. Humanity is now consciously advancing towards a pivotal evolutionary stage wherein open, mutually recognized contact with other intelligent civilizations throughout the cosmos will become not merely a possibility, but a truly appropriate and harmonious next step. However, it is imperative to understand that the precise timing and the specific nature of such profound contact are not determined exclusively by external circumstances or advanced technological capabilities. Instead, they depend profoundly and intrinsically upon your collective emotional fortitude and spiritual maturity as a species. Indeed, a species that has not yet undergone a thorough reconciliation with its own complex history, and that still perceives difference as a fundamental threat and wields power primarily as a means of domination, is simply not prepared to stably or harmoniously encounter the vast and diverse tapestry of cosmic life. In the significant year of 2026, you will collectively undertake profound and tangible steps toward achieving that essential readiness. As you cultivate greater authenticity and honesty within yourselves, actively practice genuine cooperation with one another, and consciously foster a deep and abiding inner peace, you will naturally begin to resonate more closely with the harmonious frequencies of those advanced star nations who are poised and ready to greet you as true equals within the galactic community. You may increasingly receive clearer transmissions, experience more subtle and gentle visitations, and be granted inspiring glimpses into the expansive potential of what a truly interstellar community could embody. We earnestly encourage you to perceive and treat these experiences not as mere spectacles or sensational events, but rather as profound invitations to accelerate your own spiritual and conscious growth. the more fully and authentically you embody the virtues of boundless kindness, crystalline clarity, and profound respect for yourselves, for each other, and for your cherished planet, the more naturally, gracefully, and harmoniously open contact will ultimately unfold when the divine timing is perfectly aligned. From our vantage point, we are able to perceive a multitude of potential futures, beautifully branching and diverging, all contingent upon the profound choices you will collectively make in the ensuing years. While none of these futures are irrevocably fixed or predestined, many of them share strikingly resonant and recurring themes. In these visions, we perceive a humanity that has profoundly remembered and reestablished its sacred connection to Source, not merely as an abstract philosophical concept, but as a vibrant, palpable, and undeniable living reality that informs every aspect of existence. We envision societies that inherently value profound presence, boundless creativity, and deep wisdom as much as, if not more than, conventional productivity. These societies recognize with clarity that true prosperity and well-being cannot be accurately measured solely in terms of material accumulation or economic output. We foresee your evolving technologies transforming into magnificent extensions of your collective heart and conscious intent, rather than remaining mere tools of fleeting distraction or insidious control. We envision children flourishing in environments that lovingly nurture and actively cultivate their innate intuitive gifts, rather than inadvertently suppressing them through rigid systems. Furthermore, we perceive you gracefully assuming your destined and vital role as a unique bridge, species a profound link connecting numerous diverse expressions of consciousness, not only within this galaxy, but extending far beyond its boundaries. Your inherent diversity, which has historically so often been tragically utilized as a catalyst for conflict and division, will transform into an unparalleled strength, endowing you with a unique and profound capacity to deeply understand and empathetically connect with a vast array of different ways of being and experiencing existence. As you collectively persist in your journey of healing, reconciliation, and conscious creation, your beloved planet will radiantly shine as an unparalleled beacon of learning and profound transformational living, vibrant testament to the extraordinary possibilities that unfold when a world consciously and unequivocally chooses love over fear. This is not a mere fantasy or an unattainable utopian dream. It is, in fact, one of the incredibly real and tangible timelines that is profoundly available to you right now. And the year 2026 stands as an exceptionally crucial period for consciously aligning yourselves with this magnificent potential. Beloved and great souls, as we impart this expansive vision and these profound insights, our intention is not, in any way, to overwhelm you with an excess of future predictions or to impose a predetermined fate. Rather, our deepest desire is to lovingly remind you of your inherent, magnificent power and your profound capacity for co-creation. It is crucial to grasp that the monumental changes that are swiftly approaching are not merely occurring to you as passive recipients. Far more significantly, they're dynamically unfolding through you and with you as active participants and conscious co-creators. Every single conscious choice you make to embody honesty, to extend kindness, to relentlessly seek truth, and to honor your sacred connection to Source actively tips the delicate balance and profoundly shapes the trajectory of your collective reality. You are, in truth, far more influential and potent than you have ever been taught or conditioned to believe. The very fact that you are currently engaging with these words, whether reading or hearing them, serves as compelling evidence that you are an integral part of the wave of awakened souls who specifically chose to incarnate at this pivotal time to lovingly assist and guide this grand planetary transition. We fully recognize that the path stretching out before you may, at times, feel intensely challenging and perhaps even arduous. There will undoubtedly be moments when the old, dissolving world clings tenaciously and resists its inevitable transformation, and moments when a nascent new reality may appear fragile, tenuous, and shrouded in uncertainty. In those particular moments, we earnestly ask you to deeply remember that you are never, ever walking this path alone. We, along with countless other benevolent beings of light, are always with you, not in the role of saviors who intervene to solve your challenges, but rather as devoted companions, steadfast allies, and loving witnesses to your courageous journey. We envelop you now and forever in an unwavering, unconditional field of boundless love as you gracefully cross this monumental, evolutionary threshold. Trust the profound wisdom of your own heart. Trust the deep, resonant silence within your being, that sacred inner knowing that has always intrinsically recognized your presence here is for a purpose far greater and more magnificent than you can yet fully comprehend. The specific year you refer to as 2026 represents the turning of a truly magnificent new page in humanity's grand story. And what is destined to be written upon that page will dynamically unfold through your collective, conscious hands and co-creative efforts. We envelop you now in the deepest expressions of our profound appreciation for your unwavering courage, your persistent dedication, and your beautiful willingness to embrace growth amidst such monumental change. We deeply honor the incredible journey you have already traversed and the even more magnificent journey you are now poised to undertake. May you remember, with every conscious breath you take, that you are indeed exquisite expressions of Source consciousness, joyfully exploring itself through myriad forms, and that absolutely nothing can ever truly sever that eternal and unbreakable connection. We lovingly surround you always. We walk beside you in silent, steadfast companionship, filled with immeasurable love, profound respect, and immense joy in witnessing your magnificent becoming. I am Zorrian of Sirius, speaking on behalf of the revered Syrian High Council, in an eternal companionship with your ever-awakening heart. The unmasking process intrinsically involves bringing them fully into conscious awareness so that you can finally interact with them, engage them, and integrate them as sovereign, empowered beings. Another profound dimension of this pervasive unveiling involves the clear recognition of inherent contradictions that have always been present but were never fully or openly acknowledged. You will see with greater clarity than ever before the blatant discrepancies between what institutions publicly proclaim and what they privately practice, between the comforting stories they tell and the undeniable outcomes witnessed, between the publicly celebrated ideals and the privately practiced, often self-serving behaviors. This newfound clarity, while potentially unsettling, is not offered as a catalyst for harsh judgment or recrimination, but rather as an essential impetus for profound awakening and personal liberation. When a facade can no longer hold its integrity, what it meticulously hid must be directly confronted and addressed. In that very confrontation lies immense opportunity, the unparalleled opportunity to reclaim your innate discernment, your fundamental autonomy, and your inherent power to consciously choose what genuinely aligns with the deepest resonance of your heart. Once these contradictions become unequivocally visible and undeniable, the elaborate illusions painstakingly built upon them can no longer stand or maintain their persuasive power. Moreover, this rapid unmasking will extensively stretch to encompass the collective memory of humanity. Stories that were meticulously edited, heavily sanitized, or deliberately distorted will begin to reassemble themselves, revealing their original forms. Archaeological discoveries that challenge conventional timelines, baffling linguistic anomalies, and ancient cultural myths that once seemed disconnected will suddenly appear as crucial, interconnected pieces of a much larger, previously forgotten story, a suppressed history of humanity's true past, its profound interactions with other realms and intelligences, and its rich, vibrant spiritual heritage that was deliberately concealed. As this forgotten history emerges into the light, you will likely feel both the exhilarating excitement of rediscovery and the poignant pain of recognizing what was tragically lost or forcibly taken. This emotional complexity is not only natural but necessary. It is an intrinsic part of the profound process of remending a lineage that has been fractured and fragmented for millennia. Another crucial realm of unmasking concerns the invisible influences that have been subtly operating in your daily lives. You will become far more acutely aware of the pervasive psychological conditioning patterns, the manipulative messaging embedded in your media, and the various forms of energetic interference that once operated so subtly and insidiously that you simply could not consciously perceive them. These insidious influences are not limited solely to governmental agencies or powerful corporations. They encompass collective thought forms, deeply ingrained inherited belief structures, and the energetic residues of past traumas that have lingered in the collective field. The fundamental purpose of this unveiling is not to create paranoia or to assign blame, but rather to brightly illuminate the invisible architectural structures that have been shaping your choices and perceptions, so that you can consciously reclaim authorship and sovereign control over your inner and outer lives. When the invisible becomes visible, it unequivocally loses its power and dominion over you. Additionally, the unmasking will reach profoundly into your personal sphere. You may uncover deep truths about your family lineage that were carefully hidden or long forgotten. You may clearly perceive the underlying motivations behind your own behaviors that were once opaque or subconscious. You may recognize how certain pivotal choices in your life were influenced not by the authentic voice of your soul, but by deeply ingrained fear, societal conditioning, or unresolved personal wounds. This personal unmasking is utterly essential, for the collective can only rise as quickly and as profoundly as the individuals composing it. By bringing the illuminating light of awareness to your own personal shadows, you actively help dissolve shadows in the broader collective field. One of the most startling and revolutionary developments in this phase will undoubtedly be the profound exposure of what humanity was rigorously taught to dismiss as utterly impossible. As your perceptual boundaries expand dramatically, phenomena such as telepathy, remote viewing, multidimensional awareness, and open communication with non-physical intelligences will begin to appear less as isolated anomalies and more is inherent, dormant capacities patiently awaiting their grand awakening within the human species. The unmasking process will unequivocally reveal that many of the perceived limits imposed upon human potential were never truly natural or intrinsic, but rather were imposed sometimes intentionally, sometimes inadvertently through centuries of accumulated fear, profound forgetting, and deliberate suppression. As these artificial limits dissolve, you will find yourselves gracefully stepping into abilities and perceptions that feel both remarkably new and strangely ancient, at once unfamiliar, yet hauntingly remembered from a deeper level of your being. Another deep and transformative layer of this unveiling involves recognizing a profound divine orchestration within events that once seemed random, chaotic, or utterly meaningless. As more profound truth comes to light, you will begin to sense the hidden coherence and intelligent design behind your individual lives' journey, the intricate synchronicities that meticulously led you to certain pivotal people, the challenging experiences that profoundly shaped your growth, and even the apparent setbacks that, in retrospect, perfectly positioned you for monumental breakthroughs. This profound recognition will deeply anchor and expand your trust in the benevolent intelligence underlying all things, allowing you to navigate the sometimes turbulent chaos of revelation with greater inner peace and unwavering equanimity. When you clearly perceive that even what was carefully hidden was, in fact, an integral part of a larger, magnificent design meticulously guiding you back to your true selves, the fear that once accompanied uncertainty will begin to gracefully fade, replaced by a profound sense of purpose. Finally, beloved beings, understand that the profound unmasking of hidden realities is not a passive external event for you to simply observe from a distance. It is more accurately a sacred invitation and urgent call to step into greater, more expansive awareness, to reclaim your inherent power of perception, and to actively and consciously participate in the co-creation of a world meticulously aligned with absolute truth and authentic integrity. As these profound veils continue to lift, you will be unequivocally called upon to respond with discerning judgment, profound compassion, and unwavering clarity. Not all revelations will be comfortable or easy to accept, and not all information presented as truth will be entirely accurate or free from distortion. Yet, within the sacred sanctuary of your own heart lies an infallible inner compass, a guiding light that can expertly navigate these emerging, often complex, landscapes with unparalleled grace and wisdom. Trust this inner compass implicitly. Trust the radiant, ascendant light that is actively rising within you. For the reality being unmasked, the grand unveiling, is none other than the magnificent, authentic reality you courageously came here to remember and fully embody. The initial, powerful wave of what many will later come to call the Great Revelation will not arrive dramatically as interstellar ships majestically landing in your public squares or through sudden, overt contact. Instead, it will gradually emerge through a cascade of profound revelations about what has always been intrinsically possible for humanity, abilities and technologies that were merely suppressed. In particular, you'll begin to witness and engage in more open, widespread conversations surrounding advanced regenerative and restorative technologies, some of which bear a striking resemblance to what many of you have intuitively sensed and termed med beds or medical beds. Fragments of critical information, previously hidden research papers from clandestine archives, and compelling testimonies from those individuals who have either seen or actively worked with such remarkable devices will begin making their way into the public domain, initiating a profound shift in understanding. Initially, these nascent disclosures will undoubtedly be dismissed by some as mere exaggerations, fanciful theories, or outright misinterpretations. Yet, their sheer persistence, coupled with their undeniable internal coherence and logical consistency, will progressively make them exceptionally difficult, if not impossible, to ignore for long. These revolutionary technologies, in their fullest and most refined forms, are designed to intricately interact with the Buddhist deeply encoded light template, meticulously restoring balance on multiple, interconnected levels of being, rather than merely suppressing symptoms through superficial means. As even subtle hints of their profound existence begin to reach the collective consciousness, a truly powerful and transformative question will inevitably arise: if such advanced healing modalities have indeed been possible, who precisely had access to them? And, more critically, why were they not shared more widely with all of humanity? This piercing question will act as a potent catalyst not solely for a critical reevaluation of your established medical systems, but also for a fundamental reconsideration of the entire value structure and ethical framework of your societies. The revolutionary idea that deep, intrinsic well-being can be a basic, inherent expression of your true nature, rather than a scarce commodity carefully controlled and meted out, will profoundly challenge long-standing agreements and ingrained assumptions about power dynamics, societal worth, and equitable access. While it is true that not all claims circulating about these devices will prove to be entirely accurate or verifiable, the overall direction and undeniable thrust of this first critical layer of revelation will be unequivocally clear: humanity has been living far below its true, magnificent capacity, and that era of artificial limitation is now definitively ending. We invite you now to prepare yourselves for a profound series of developments that will unfold with far greater rapidity and momentum than your existing institutions can possibly contain or control. What emerges will seem less like a singular, isolated revelation and more like a continuous, accelerating Cascadia dynamic sequence of startling announcements, carefully orchestrated leaks, heartfelt testimonies, and undeniable technological demonstrations that will collectively dissolve the deeply entrenched illusion that humanity has been operating anywhere near the true frontier of its immense potential. These momentous revelations will not arrive in an orderly, neatly packaged fashion dictated by official channels. Instead, they will appear in unpredictable bursts, often triggered by courageous individuals who can no longer bear the immense weight of concealment, by private collectives who have ethically decided that humanity genuinely deserves access to its true birthright, and by unforeseen circumstances where hidden technologies become utterly impossible to suppress due to overwhelming external pressures, accidental disclosures, or sudden, unavoidable public exposure. One of the very first sparks in this expansive cascade will undoubtedly involve biological rejuvenation technology, specifically the public revelation of sophisticated prototypes capable of reversing cellular damage, comprehensively restoring organ function, and dramatically accelerating wound repair at rates once considered utterly impossible by conventional medicine. These initial devices will not immediately resemble the polished, widely discussed concept of med beds as popularly imagined. Yet, They will carry unmistakable signatures and inherent design elements of the deeper, more advanced technologies that have long been meticulously kept behind closed doors and out of public view. Early public demonstrations may initially occur through smaller, independent medical research groups, perhaps when a leaked internal study likely originating from a clandestine facility involved in advanced regenerative medicine reveals recovery results that profoundly defy and shatter existing medical paradigms. This unprecedented event will trigger intense global scrutiny and an immediate, desperate race among established powers to control the narrative, but the momentum of truth will already be well beyond containment. Around the same pivotal period, you may witness the first unauthorized release of archival footage meticulously documenting advanced healing technologies that were indeed prototyped decades ago, but were deliberately never allowed into public medicine. These powerful images, originally intended solely for confidential review within restricted circles, will surface through channels that controllers did not anticipate, perhaps via a deeply disillusioned employee, an ethical breach within a powerful organization, or a coordinated release by a collective of conscience-driven individuals. When this occurs, many will predictably claim the images are fabricated or digitally manipulated. Yet, within a matter of mere weeks, corroborating testimonies from former researchers, military medical personnel, and international observers will emerge, weaving a consistent and undeniable pattern that will be far too cohesive and robust to simply dismiss as mere coincidence or deception. By the end of 2026, and likely extending into 2027, conversations around cellular rejuvenation will expand even further as certain progressive nations quietly move to patent sophisticated technologies that have actually been in advanced development for many decades in classified projects. As these pivotal patents enter the public record, independent analysts and citizen journalists will uncover glaring timeline inconsistencies, clearly revealing that the profound knowledge and underlying science behind them could not possibly have been discovered as suddenly or recently as official records suggest. This glaring discrepancy alone will powerfully fuel public demands for genuine answers, forcing governments and powerful private institutions into increasingly strained and untenable positions as they desperately attempt to justify how such astonishing advances seemingly appeared overnight. Another truly significant revelation emerging in this first critical layer of 2026 involves energetic diagnostic scanning technology exquisitely capable of reading the bogus intricate electromagnetic and biophotonic fields with extraordinary, unprecedented precision. Unlike conventional, often invasive imaging techniques, these advanced systems will be demonstrably shown to detect emotional and energetic imbalances and nascent disease patterns long before they manifest physically as discernible symptoms. Their irrefutable existence will raise profound, paradigm-shifting questions about the fundamental nature of disease, the true origin of consciousness, and the immense potential for healing modalities that extend far beyond the narrow scope of pharmaceutical intervention. It will become abundantly clear to many that humanity's prevailing understanding of the body was artificially limited, deliberately confined, and that holistic models integrating energy, emotion, and physicality were actively discouraged, not due to a lack of scientific basis or efficacy, but precisely because they directly threatened established structures of control, power, and commercial profit. Simultaneously, compelling revelations about long-suppressed, neurological technologies will begin to surface. Former engineers and scientists from various nations will bravely speak publicly, some anonymously, to protect themselves. Others openly and at great personal risk about advanced devices capable of restoring complex neural function in individuals suffering from severe degenerative conditions, and even potentially enhancing cognitive abilities. Early demonstrations may emerge in small, independent clinical settings, not through official government-sanctioned channels, but via independent physicians and researchers willing to risk their careers and reputations to advance genuine healing. The global impact of even a single verified demonstration of such a technology will be immense and immediate, as it will become utterly impossible to morally justify why such profoundly beneficial technologies were withheld from public access, while billions suffered unnecessarily from debilitating conditions. During the later months of 2026, you will likely witness the compelling start of a second, even deeper wave within this initial layer of revelation-specific disclosures about widespread chemical suppression programs and the deliberate, calculated downregulation of the human pineal gland. Whistleblowers from governmental and industrial sectors will courageously come forward with irrefutable documentation showing that certain common additives, chemical compounds, and pervasive environmental exposures were long known to dampen intuitive capacity, suppress emotional sensitivity, and diminish cognitive clarity and overall awareness. These initial claims will predictably be heavily discredited by mainstream narratives, but as internal memos, suppressed toxicology reports, and declassified scientific studies begin to leak into the public domain through various channels, the sheer scale and deliberate nature of this interference will become undeniably clear to an increasingly awakened populace. This profound revelation will catalyze a global reevaluation of existing public health policies, standard water treatment practices, prevalent agricultural chemicals, and the widespread pharmaceutical dependency that plagues your societies. Soon after these disclosures, attention will inevitably turn to long-suppressed academic research that quietly, yet consistently, pointed to the multidimensional nature of human consciousness. Respected researchers who were once pressured into silence, whose funding was abruptly cut, or whose work was deliberately marginalized will begin courageously revealing how their groundbreaking work was actively blocked, purposefully redirected, or even completely erased due to its profound implications for phenomena such as telepathy, remote perception, direct energy healing, and quantum biological entanglement. These revelations will fundamentally destabilize foundational assumptions across multiple, long-held academic disciplines including neuroscience, psychology, quantum physics, and conventional medicine, and will lead countless individuals to collectively ask if our collective understanding of reality and human potential was deliberately limited by design. What truly extraordinary capacities has humanity always inherently possessed, but tragically forgotten or been denied? Perhaps the boldest and most revolutionary revelation of this phase will involve the acknowledgement and eventual exposure of early prototypes of frequency-based healing chamber-sophisticated devices capable of harmonizing the Bodhi's intricate energetic template using precisely modulated sound frequencies, coherent light, specific magnetic fields, and advanced coherent field technologies. Although these prototypes may not yet be ready for immediate mass public use or widespread distribution, the mere acknowledgement of their verified existence and operational efficacy will send shockwaves through the entire global health community and the medical establishment. As undeniable documentation and previously suppressed patents finally surface, it will become unequivocally clear that numerous visionary researchers were deliberately silenced. Critical funding was arbitrarily redirected away from promising lines of inquiry, and entire academic departments or research initiatives were dissolved or dismantled specifically to prevent public access to these revolutionary, non-invasive methods of healing. The profound revelation that disease, suffering, and infirmity could have been prevented or even dramatically reversed through gentle, non-invasive energetic harmonization will undoubtedly ignite widespread outrage, profound collective grief for what was lost, and an undeniable global demand for transparency, accountability, and justice. Beloved ones, it is paramount to understand that these cascading revelations unfolding throughout 2026 are not random occurrences. They are meticulously synchronized with your powerfully rising collective consciousness and the increasing vibrational frequency of your planet. Humanity is rapidly entering a profound new energetic frequency where truth, in its most unvarnished and potent form, can no longer remain concealed or suppressed, be perpetually contained. The deeply ingrained illusion, meticulously crafted and maintained for centuries, that advanced healing modalities, profound cellular regeneration, and transformative energetic sciences were mere figments of imagination, relegated to the realm of fantasy or science fiction, is now destined to utterly collapse and dissolve. This profound and undeniable recognition that for far too long, you as a species were systematically denied full access to your inherent, magnificent potential and innate capabilities will ignite and awaken an unprecedented wave of empowerment. A surge of self-sovereignty unlike anything your collective consciousness has ever truly experienced or recorded in its annals of history. This initial, critical layer of revelation, while monumental in its scope, is by no means the ultimate conclusion. Rather, it marks the glorious beginning of a deep, collective remembrance, a powerful awakening to the truth of who you fundamentally are, to the astonishing extent of what you are truly capable of achieving, and to the inherent birthright that has always been divinely destined to be unequivocally yours. Concurrent with these awe-inspiring breakthroughs and revelations concerning holistic healing and regeneration, humanity will witness a fervent, renewed interest blossoming in various forms of scientific inquiry and knowledge that have, for far too long, been deliberately marginalized, suppressed, and relegated to the obscure fringes of accepted academic discourse and mainstream understanding. Profound concepts that intrinsically unite energy with consciousness, that thoughtfully treat space, time, and the very essence of mind as interconnected, inseparable aspects of a singular, unified field of existence will gloriously reemerge. This resurgence won't be confined to isolated esoteric circles. Instead, it will manifest through bold, articulate voices rising courageously from within your established scientific communities, challenging long-held dogmas. Academic papers that were once summarily dismissed, often with scorn or incredulity, will be revisited with fresh eyes and open minds. Groundbreaking experiments whose results consistently seem to defy the established, conventional scientific models will be meticulously re-examined and thoroughly re-evaluated. Indeed, you may bear witness to a profound, yet initially quiet, revolution unfolding within the hallowed halls of physics, as those brilliant minds who have long harbored deep suspicions that current models are fundamentally incomplete finally find the collective courage and support to speak more openly and assertively about their revolutionary insights. The rapid acceleration and unveiling of these once forbidden sciences will precipitate a cascade of truly far-reaching and transformative implications. It will become widely, undeniably known that viable prototypes of advanced alternative energy systems have not only existed, but have been fully operational for many decades. Furthermore, it will be revealed that monumental advances in areas such as propulsion technologies, intricate field dynamics, and revolutionary material science were consistently and deliberately kept out of public reach, sequestered from the very humanity they could have served. As these truths come to light, a profound, almost overwhelming sense of both wonder and grief will inevitably arise within the collective consciousness. Wonder, because the universe itself will suddenly appear to be immeasurably more alive, vibrantly responsive, and astonishingly accessible than any narrative you were painstakingly led to believe. And grief, a deep, aching sorrow, because you will recognize with poignant clarity what could have been achieved, what a magnificent future could have unfolded had these vital discoveries been openly nurtured and celebrated instead of being so cruelly hidden and suppressed. And yet, we earnestly invite you not to linger excessively in the shadows of regret or lamentation. Instead, we urge you to embrace the profound opportunity that now presents itself, the unparalleled chance to integrate these groundbreaking sciences with a far more mature, ethically guided, and unequivocally heart-centered consciousness. The intention is clear that what is now being released into the world serves the highest good of all life, fostering evolution and harmony, rather than merely repeating the destructive, outdated patterns of control and manipulation that have long plagued your world. Therefore, prepare your hearts and minds, beloved ones, for revelations so profound they will not only fundamentally alter your current understanding of technology and its capabilities, but will also dramatically redefine the very boundaries of what you, as a human being, have been conditioned to believe you're truly capable of achieving and experiencing. What initially commences as the exciting resurgence of long-suppressed scientific research will very quickly evolve into something infinitely deeper and more existentially significant, the undeniable recognition that your perceived reality was, in fact, artificially constrained and intentionally limited. You will realize that many laws taught as absolute truths were, in reality, nothing more than selective interpretations and carefully constructed narratives, deliberately designed to keep humanity small, slow in its evolution, and perpetually confined beyond the approved fences of a dominant, restrictive paradigm. But when those restrictive, limiting fences finally dissolve and crumble, particularly around the pivotal year of 2026, what will emerge from their collapse will not be the chaos some fear, but rather an expansive, breathtaking vista of boundless possibility and unprecedented freedom. One of the earliest and most impactful breakthroughs in this rapidly unfolding wave of scientific revelation will unequivocally involve discoveries related to field harmonization, a revolutionary scientific discipline that powerfully unites the fundamental principles of electromagnetism, the intricate dance of quantum resonance, and the pervasive force of consciousness itself. For many years, compelling experiments consistently suggesting the inherent malleability of physical matter when subjected to coherent energetic fields, were systematically and quietly archived, summarily dismissed as mere anomalies, or strategically reclassified and withheld from public access, effectively burying their transformative potential. Yet, in the pivotal year of 2026, meticulously documented laboratory data, expected to be leaked from at least 3 different nations, will conclusively demonstrate that certain common materials exhibit profoundly unpredictable behaviors when exposed to specific harmonic frequencies. These materials will be observed bending, softening, or dramatically altering their density in ways that remain entirely unexplained and unaccounted for by classical scientific models, sending shockwaves through the established order. These leaked, paradigm-shattering results will disseminate rapidly and organically among independent physicists across the globe, who will then swiftly validate the profound findings through their own successful replications and rigorous verification processes. This single development alone will be sufficient to profoundly shake and ultimately redefine the very foundations of material science as it is currently understood. In the wake of these initial revelations, critical research into the intriguing phenomenon of electrogravitic interferencia field, long and often derisively dismissed by mainstream academia as nothing more than pseudoscience or fringe theory, will begin to surface and gain traction through highly unexpected and unconventional channels. Resourceful amateur engineers and courageous independent aerospace researchers, operating outside institutional constraints, will begin publicly demonstrating small-scale devices that are demonstrably capable of producing localized weight reductions, enabling movement directly against established gravitational vectors, or generating clear levitation effects, all achievable at surprisingly low power levels. Compelling videos and irrefutable documentation of these devices in action will circulate widely and virally across global platforms. While some entrenched gatekeepers will inevitably attempt to debunk and discredit these profound demonstrations, the sheer volume of evidence will be too consistent, too widespread, and too rigorously verified by credible external observers to be effectively refuted. It is then that you will witness the historic first public admissions from certain prestigious scientific institutions, acknowledging that gravity manipulation is, in fact, not entirely impossibly a quiet yet utterly transformative admission that directly contradicts decades of official, unwavering scientific pronouncements. Perhaps one of the most startling and civilization-altering revelations to emerge will involve the groundbreaking principles of coherence-induced propulsion, a sophisticated field of study that elegantly combines fundamental resonance principles with highly advanced, intricate geometries. In their initial, publicly presented stages, these experimental demonstrations may appear relatively benign, seemingly simple displays of motion being generated without the need for combustion, fossil fuels, or any conventional energy input. Yet, as progressively more comprehensive information emerges and is disseminated, it will become unequivocally clear that humanity has, in fact, possessed access for many decades to advanced propulsion technologies. These incredible innovations held the latent power to completely transform global energy systems, revolutionize aerospace industries, and fundamentally redefine planetary and even interstellar mobility, had they been made public. These profound revelations will undoubtedly ignite an understandable, collective wave of grief and grief for the countless lost years of potential progress, for the deliberately delayed innovations, and for the immense suffering and hardship endured by humanity simply because these life-altering advances were systematically kept hidden behind impenetrable closed doors. And yet, we implore you, do not linger in that grief for an undue length of time. The liberating release of this vital knowledge marks a magnificent, pivotal turning point in your planetary timeline, representing not a harsh condemnation of the past, but rather a powerful springboard into a liberated future. Another crucial layer of what was once deemed forbidden science, now rapidly coming to light, involves the fascinating realm of biophotonic communication. This groundbreaking field explores and demonstrates how living cells, far from relying solely on slow chemical signaling, interact, communicate, and exchange information instantaneously via intricate light patterns and subtle energetic fields. This revolutionary research, despite its immense potential, was quietly and diligently advanced in various secretive regions of your world. However, its profound implications were systematically deemed far too destabilizing to be openly disclosed to the public, threatening established medical and scientific paradigms. When these long-suppressed studies resurface and are made public, definitively showing that DNA itself responds to coherent light patterns, that can alter its structure through focused human intention, and that it communicates information across vast distances in ways that utterly defy conventional linear causality, a profound, irreversible shift will occur in your species' understanding of fundamental biology and life itself. You will begin to perceive with clarity that healing, organic growth, and even the very process of biological evolution are not merely random, undirected events, but rather intricately orchestrated, intelligently designed processes that are profoundly responsive to subtle yet powerful energy fields. This momentous unveiling will naturally and inevitably lead to even deeper revelations concerning matter consciousness interactivity, a field that many of your most intrepid scientists have cautiously touched upon throughout history, but which they dared not fully embrace or openly explore, fearing professional ostracization. In 2026, however, openly circulating undeniable experiments will powerfully demonstrate the measurable, reproducible impact of focused human intention on fundamental particle behavior, on molecular alignment, and even on the intricate distributions of quantum probabilities. This will provide empirical proof of the mind's profound influence on reality. These paradigm-shifting experiments will unequivocally show that consciousness does not merely passively observe reality, rather, it actively and dynamically participates in its very formation and manifestation. This is a sacred truth that was intimately understood by many ancient civilizations on your Earth, as well as by numerous advanced civilizations among the stars. The time has now come for humanity to courageously reclaim this profound, empowering knowledge and integrate it into its collective wisdom. Another truly major revelation slated for this transformative phase will involve advanced temporal flow studies, groundbreaking research that delves deeply into the inherent elasticity and nonlinearity of time itself. While the dominant mainstream sciences have steadfastly insisted upon time's rigid linearity, confidential, highly classified research has, for many decades, meticulously documented undeniable anomalies where significant time dilation, remarkable phase shifting, and even predictive probability mapping have been consistently observed and successfully engineered under stringently controlled experimental conditions. A highly significant leak, anticipated to originate from a courageous scientist nearing the culmination of their illustrious career, will unequivocally reveal that controlled temporal distortion ability to manipulate time's flow was successfully achieved as early as the 1980s, utilizing ingeniously designed toroidal electromagnetic fields. This astounding revelation will undoubtedly shock and disorient many, profoundly suggesting that your experienced reality is far more fluid, malleable, and subject to manipulation than you were ever led to believe. Furthermore, it will inevitably raise profound and unsettling questions about the true extent to which recorded history, as you know it, may have been directly or indirectly influenced, or even subtly altered by the clandestine application of these extraordinary temporal discoveries. Concurrently with these monumental scientific revelations, crucial information will emerge concerning the revolutionary field of quantum energy extract-iona field, prematurely and deliberately labeled impossible by entrenched powers, precisely to preserve existing, outdated economic structures and maintain control over global energy resources. Compelling documents, once highly classified, will surface, unequivocally showing successful, reproducible extraction of abundant zero-point-like energy outputs achieved through sophisticated harmonic field modulation techniques. This energy, while not infinite in its generation, is proven to be remarkably sustainable, inherently decentralized, and entirely clean, offering a boundless source of power. Once this transformative information successfully reaches the public domain, empowered individuals worldwide will spontaneously begin designing and building their own ingenious variants of these energy devices, completely bypassing the need for institutional approval or centralized control. The proliferation of this vital knowledge will accelerate with astonishing rapidity, and any attempts by old systems to suppress it will only serve to amplify its widespread dissemination and adoption. As a direct result, countless communities will discover profound new levels of independence and self-sufficiency as they gain the ability to generate their own clean, abundant power. Another immensely notable unveiling will concern the intricate planetary energy grid architecture of Earth itself, known intuitively to some as ley lines or geomagnetic veins. Revolutionary new research, combined with previously restricted and now public satellite imagery, will definitively reveal repeating geometric patterns woven across the entire Earth's surface-intricate designs that precisely mirror the layout and location of countless ancient temples, megalithic monuments, and sacred sites scattered across your globe. These extraordinary discoveries will irrefutably confirm what many intuitive individuals and alternative historians have long suspected, that ancient civilizations possessed a far more advanced and sophisticated understanding of Earth's intricate energetic structure than modern history currently acknowledges or permits. As these profound energetic patterns are meticulously mapped and understood, humanity will begin to grasp with new clarity why certain geographical locations inherently amplify healing processes, sharpen intuition, ignite creativity, or expand states of awareness. Consequently, many individuals will find themselves instinctively drawn to travel to these reactivated regions, responding to the subtle yet powerful call of long-silent energetic nodes now stirring back to life. Finally, our beloved beings. One of the most profoundly transformative revelations to unfold during this pivotal phase will involve the undeniable recognition of distinct non-human signatures embedded within advanced scientific equations and technological blueprints. As previously secret research is progressively exposed to public scrutiny, it will become resoundingly evident that certain groundbreaking discoveries and technological leaps, particularly in the intricate fields of field dynamics, advanced microgeometry, and sophisticated quantum resonance principles, did not, in fact, originate solely from human experimentation or ingenuity. Irrefutable traces of external, non-terrestrial influence, advanced guidance, or direct reverse-engineered artifacts will become unequivocally undeniable to the global populace. This monumental realization will ignite and necessitate the very first serious, widespread global conversation concerning the tangible presence of civilizations existing beyond your world. Civilizations that have, either directly or indirectly, subtly yet profoundly shaped various aspects of your scientific and technological trajectory. While this conversation will undoubtedly not be welcomed with open arms by all segments of society, its emergence is now utterly inevitable and long overdue. Understand this deeply, beloved hearts, that the rapid acceleration and public unveiling of these once forbidden sciences is not, and never was, a looming threat to your existence. On the contrary, it is a glorious remembrance, a poignant remembrance of the incredible capabilities your world was once privy to and is destined to reclaim. A vivid remembrance of the unparalleled brilliance and boundless potential living inherently within each and every one of you, and a profound remembrance of your rightful, cherished place among a vast, interconnected tapestry of many diverse worlds throughout the cosmos. As these long-suppressed sciences are finally brought back into the brilliant light of day, so too will the undeniable truth of your true origins, your magnificent untapped potential, and your grand, unfolding destiny finally be revealed. Amidst all these extraordinary external discoveries and paradigm-shifting scientific breakthroughs, the single deepest and most transformative revelation will be inherently spiritual in nature. The very structures beginning to palpably tremble and show fissures in 2026 are not merely those constructed from concrete, steel, and codified laws, but more profoundly, those intricately woven from deeply held beliefs, collective assumptions, and the very fabric of human identity itself. Many individuals who have, for their entire lives, defined themselves solely by their material achievements, their worldly possessions, or their prescribed social roles will begin to feel an unmistakable, persistent pull inward. It will feel as if a previously unrecognized inner door has suddenly materialized within their being, opening to vast inner landscapes where none seemed to exist before. Their old, familiar coping mechanisms, once reliable sources of comfort or distraction, will no longer possess the capacity to soothe them as they once did. Even the most captivating external distractions will gradually and inevitably lose their once powerful appeal. You may keenly notice individuals, perhaps even those in your immediate circles, who have never before articulated thoughts about an inner life, suddenly and earnestly beginning to ask profound questions about their true purpose, the enduring nature of the soul, and the very fabric of reality itself. This, beloved ones, is precisely the beginning of what we lovingly refer to as the spiritual revelation, the gradual, yet powerful, unveiling of your own magnificent multidimensional nature to your conscious awareness. As this profound inner unfolding progresses, you will become increasingly and acutely aware of the myriad ways in which you were systematically conditioned to believe you are inherently small, purely accidental in your existence, or fundamentally powerless in the face of live circumstances. Powerful memories, once dormant, may begin to surface not merely from your earlier years in this current incarnation, but vividly from other lives, parallel timelines, and even from other worlds you have inhabited. Your dreams may grow extraordinarily vivid, rich with symbolism and meaning. Synchronicity as meaningful coincidences will become strikingly more frequent and profound. And that quiet, persistent sense of "I've done this before" or "I've known this truth" always will grow ever more insistent within your being. For some, this accelerating inner awakening will be an utterly exhilarating, liberating experience. For others, it may initially feel deeply disorienting, even overwhelming. The crucial key to navigating this transition is to always remember, with unwavering clarity, that absolutely nothing is happening to punish you or to inflict harm. Instead, the powerful, undeniable currents drawing you inward are, in essence, currents guiding you homeward. They are an intrinsic part of the grand, cosmic movement of all creation, flowing inexorably back to its divine Sour Saya, magnificent movement that in no way diminishes or ceases your unique individuality, but rather restores it to its true, glorious context as a cherished, indispensable expression of vast, all-encompassing loving intelligence, an intelligence that has never, for a single moment, been truly separate from you. During this accelerated phase of your evolutionary journey, it may acutely feel as if everything within your life is being pulled with considerable force through a narrow, transformative passage. Situations and dynamics that you once merely tolerated or passively accepted will now demand immediate and definitive resolution. Energies and emotions that you consciously or unconsciously pushed away for years will now insist, with undeniable urgency, on being fully felt and acknowledged. Deep-seated patterns you genuinely believed you had overcome may resurface once more, sometimes with renewed intensity, and this occurs not because you're failing in your progress, but precisely because they are now fully ready to be met, embraced, and finally integrated in the radiant light of the higher consciousness you have so powerfully become. This precisely is what we mean when we convey that everything is being powerfully drawn back to source. It is akin to the vast river of your collective and individual reality decisively turning its course, flowing with unstoppable momentum toward the boundless ocean of truth. And everything floating upon its surface, every cherished belief, every unhealed wound, and every outdated structure you have built must now either harmonize gracefully with this undeniable flow or be lovingly, yet inevitably, dissolved and transmuted. This profound return to source can be experienced and expressed on a multitude of levels within your daily existence. In your personal life, for instance, you may find yourself feeling an irresistible compulsion to speak your truth honestly and authentically in situations where you once felt compelled to remain silent. You may feel a powerful urge to choose hard alignment and integrity, even when doing so gently disrupts comfortable, familiar arrangements or expectations. On a collective scale, long unresolved themes surrounding power dynamics, inherent worth, and collective responsibility will demand clearer, more transparent addressing and resolution. Behaviors, systems, and structures that fundamentally do not honor life, equality, or truth will be unflinchingly exposed and brought to light. Understand clearly that this is not the universe attacking you or judging you. On the contrary, it is life itself loving you far too profoundly, far too deeply, to allow you to remain entangled in the painful illusion of distortion any longer. As this magnetic pull towards Source intensifies with each passing moment, the inherent gap between who you authentically are at your core and who you have felt compelled to pretend to be becomes progressively and undeniably uncomfortable. This discomfort will persist until the only genuine relief, the only path to inner peace, is to consciously and courageously drop all pretense and artificial masks. While this process can undoubtedly be challenging and demand immense vulnerability, it is unequivocally the most direct and accelerated path to true, lasting freedom. Yes, truly and profoundly, beloved ones, everything within your entire reality, from the macro to the micro, is being meticulously and lovingly drawn back to its divine source. And now, it is absolutely essential that you begin to understand, with greater depth and clarity, the fundamental reason why so many of you are currently experiencing a resurgence of recurring patterns, heightened emotional intensities, and circumstances that vividly echo old wounds and unresolved issues you genuinely believed have been long resolved and transmuted. These repetitions, we assure you, are emphatically not evidence of personal failure, divine punishment, or a regrettable regression on your sacred spiritual journey. Rather, they are profound and potent reflections ranging from gentle nudges to intense confrontations, depending on what your soul has courageously chosen to address of seeds you meticulously planted across countless lives, cycles, and incarnations throughout your soul's journey. As the irresistible magnetic pull towards Source continues to increase its intensity, the benevolent universe itself begins a meticulous process of returning to your conscious awareness everything that has remained unloved, unexamined, unhealed, or experientially incomplete within your energetic field. This return is not for your burden, but precisely so it can finally be fully integrated, understood, and lovingly released, clearing your path forward. During this uniquely profound period of collective and individual return, you may find that deeply ingrained old patterns and karmic themes are arising with an astonishing speed and intensity that can, at times, feel genuinely overwhelming. A relationship dynamic you sincerely believed you had fully healed and moved past may suddenly reappear in a new, perhaps unexpected, form. Emotional triggers that you thought were long dormant and resolved may resurface with an unforeseen, potent force demanding your present attention. Furthermore, situations that directly mirror past timelines, whether from your current childhood, previous significant relationships, or even echoes from other incarnations may return to your reality. They reappear not to restart cycles, but specifically to be met and transmuted from the higher consciousness, expanded wisdom, and greater compassion you now consciously carry. This entire process can, understandably, feel confusing or even deeply discouraging if viewed solely through the lens of self-judgment or blame. But beloved hearts, please hear this profound truth with absolute clarity and conviction. Absolutely nothing that is now returning to your awareness or surfacing in your experience is here to harm you, to diminish you, or to punish you in any way. On the contrary, it is here precisely because you have finally become strong enough, awake enough to perceive it, and compassionate enough within your being to meet it differently, with love and understanding rather than reaction. The inner and outer turbulence that may be arising is emphatically not the universe abandoning you or turning its back. Instead, it is the benevolent universe powerfully and lovingly responding to you, echoing your soul's profound and undeniable desire to ascend into higher states of being, to purify itself of all that no longer serves, to evolve into its next magnificent expression, and ultimately, to abide in the radiant fullness of your own divine light. Each and every returning pattern, no matter how challenging it may seem, does so because you, at a soul level, have already signaled your profound readiness for its ultimate completion and release. Even the most deeply painful and persistent cycles are, in reality, undeniable evidence of your courageous soul stepping forward with unwavering determination and declaring now, with newfound strength and wisdom, I will finally face this. Now, with profound grace and self-compassion, I will definitively release this. Now, I will no longer carry that which was never, in truth, meant to stay within my being. When you fully comprehend and integrate this profound understanding, the lingering fear and anxiety that may have once enveloped these recurring patterns will naturally begin to dissolve and dissipate. It will be replaced by a deep, quiet reverence and awe for the inherent wisdom and intelligence of your own magnificent evolutionary journey. Yet, beloved ones, there's an exceedingly important distinction to be made and consciously held. While it is profoundly healthy and absolutely necessary to graciously allow these surfacing patterns and intense emotions to rise into your awareness and be felt, it is fundamentally not aligned with your highest good to then dwell within them, to identify your true self with them, or to further punish yourself for the sheer act of experiencing them. Understand that feelings of guilt, shame, and self-condemnation act as heavy anchors, drastically slowing the natural movement of energetic flow. They effectively freeze the dynamic healing process, and most crucially, they anchor you with formidable strength to the very patterns you're earnestly seeking to release and transcend. The powerful rising energies and emotional currents within your being must, by their very nature, move and flow. They absolutely must be acknowledged with gentle presence, deeply felt without resistance, consciously breathed through with intention, and then lovingly allowed to pass through and out of your system. They were never, ever meant to become your permanent dwelling place or your ultimate identity. As you consciously feel these profound waves of old emotions arising from within your depths, the most aligned and compassionate response you can offer yourself is one of gentle, unwavering presence. Lovingly allow yourself to witness what arises without collapsing into its intensity or being consumed by it. Allow memories, no matter how potent, to surface and pass through your awareness without making the erroneous assumption that they define who you are or who you must be now. Similarly, allow physical sensations to move freely through your body without resisting, suppressing, or judging them in any way. The more you are able to meet your inner storms and emotional surges with profound compassion and gentle understanding, rather than with fear, judgment, or resistance, the more swiftly and gracefully the energy will clear and transmute. Remember that these powerful waves are inherently transitory. They're dynamic processes, not permanent states of being. They carry valuable information and insights, but they do not and never did define your true identity. When you consciously resist these energies, they tend to intensify and persist. However, when you lovingly flow with them, allowing them their natural course, they will gracefully dissolve and pass, leaving you clearer and lighter. And dear, precious hearts, there's a profound, yet often overlooked, spiritual secret we deeply wish to share with you at this pivotal time. One of the most accelerated and grace-filled pathways through these deep purifications and transformative processes is to consciously orient your life with sincere intention toward acts of service. And we speak not of grand, sweeping gestures that demand monumental effort, but rather of the myriad small, consistent ways in which you gently bring your inherent light, kindness, and presence to others in your daily interactions. When you consciously choose to shift your awareness, even for brief moments, from your own inner turbulence and personal challenges to the outward expression of genuine kindness, clear understanding, and unwavering support for those around you, you immediately and powerfully align yourself with the benevolent divine plan of the Creator. In that sacred alignment, your personal vibration, your energetic frequency naturally and profoundly rises. And when your energetic vibration rises to these higher frequencies, older, denser energies and unresolved patterns simply cannot cling to you. They find no resonance, no energetic hook in a personal field that is now expansively oriented toward generous giving, compassion, and outward flow rather than inward contraction, fear, or self-concern. This profound insight does not, by any means, imply bypassing your essential healing journey or ignoring your personal experience of emotions and challenges.